Ladies and gentlemen, Rise of Kingdoms just revealed the brand new Winter's Embrace update notes. So today let's take a look at what is coming down the pipeline for the game over the next couple of weeks. But before we jump in, of course, what's going on, guys? Cheers. Now, as you guys know, I am a sponsored partnered creator with Rise of Kingdoms, so if you want more raw content, consider subscribing down below, and let's jump right in here. This version is coming on December 18th. That's in about 6 or 7 days, you know what I mean? Like 6 or 7 days we will be seeing this event go live in Rise of Kingdoms, as the spirit of a sweet Christmas draws near. The gingerbread man carries warm blessings to every governor. Here we've got the sugar plum showdown with frosting for armor. Our little gingerbread man sets off on a marvelous expedition. Oh, very cute. We've got the event barbarian incursions. This is coming back. During auto peacekeeping, incursions will not trigger. Instead, they will be queued as to be triggered. You can initiate them at any time from the event page. That's actually insane. I'm super stoked about that, because then you can just pick the ones that you actually want to do. Fisherman's fortune, we see this every once in a while. Melon market is coming back. I'm sure everybody's going to be stoked about that. We have improved the experience when making consecutive visits to allies cities and batch exchanges in the shop for the melon market event. Arms Master Lohar is back. We've also got the Zenith of Power is coming around this time with the 20% cavalry defense skin. Now, at the time of recording this, I don't think they've actually revealed the specific skin, only a silhouette, but we do know it is a 20% cav defense skin. Okay, Smithy Specials is coming back. I feel like we just had that for the anniversary event. Next, we've got the gem store. So the gem store's first purchase multiplier returns. Governors who log in during the event can enjoy the first purchase multiplier benefit again. This event is expected to begin on January 1st and will last for 7 days. Okay, so this is in a couple of weeks, only available to governors who log in during the event, does not stack with unused first purchase multipliers. Okay, so what they're talking about is this, where you get a double gem first purchase multiplier. Okay, so the $100 gets you 50,000 gems. This is going to be reset for a week, so if you've already bought this, you'll have a week to get this again. My recommendation, bring back King's Coronation for this week. I feel like a lot of people would love to get their hands on that as well. Next up, Lost Kingdom and SOC changes. Optimize the Song of Troy story. Fixed Trojan horse rules. A new Trojan horse will only begin construction at the Crusader Fortress after an existing Trojan horse or horse fort has been destroyed or dismantled. Fixed a display issue related to Achilles equipping artifact emblem of Nike. In the skill Sing with the Wrath of Achilles, when the attack of cavalry units is converted into the attack of all units, the commander interface will now correctly display the adjusted value. Display only change, actual effects are unaffected. Great. Adjusted crystal tech in select stories. The following stories will be updated with the latest crystal technology: the first run heroic anthem story, the kingdom merger exclusive King of the Nile story, and the Alliance Invictus and Keener Blades stories. These changes will only apply to Lost Kingdoms that open registration after the update. This automatically helped your allies thing has got to go. There's got to be a way to turn that off, guys. I'm sorry, like, this is crazy. I feel like I've said this for 2 years now, but the stuff that pops up in the center of the screen over and over and over and over again, first off, no one's looking at it. Okay, literally no one's reading that. Second of all, it's just obnoxious. Just give us a way to, please, I'm begging you. My ADHD can't handle this. All right, unlocked Pioneer experience of adjustments to pass opening time in heroic anthem and Tides of War. All chronicle chapters can no longer be skipped. Passes will unlock 13 hours after the corresponding chapter concludes. Optimized select events in season 3 Light and Darkness. So we've optimized the commander swap event. To swap a commander currently under trial, you must cancel the trial first. Okay, added a revoke feature allowing you to cancel a swap once by spending gems. Interesting. So I'm assuming that they mean you can cancel the swap at least like during the event, like while it's still around, you know, like after the event ends, I'm sure you can't cancel it, right? Very interesting stuff. I suspect that this is the case for people that made a mistake during the commander swap event and they want to undo it. I don't see any other reason why you would want to cancel a swap here. Added other ease of use improvements for a more convenient experience. Okay, cool. Optimize the Gathering of Heroes event. So this is the event where you actually can recruit commanders from Season of Conquest that you don't have yet. Okay, commanders available for recruitment are now organized into tiers. They already were, so that's interesting. Spend points to unlock the next tier. Okay, so previously you had to unlock the tier by recruiting a certain number of commanders from earlier tiers. Now it looks like you just spend points to unlock that tier. I wonder how that is actually going to be functionally different when it's in the game. The amount of points needed to recruit commanders will increase as your tier increases. Okay, so that means that the base tier should all be the same cost to recruit. The next tier should all be more expensive, and then the final tier should be the most expensive. All commanders in the same tier cost the same amount of points. Okay, got it. Added other ease of use improvements for more convenient experience. Okay, cool. Added new city themes in Season of Conquest shop. Hawa Mahal, sorry if I mispronounced that, I probably did. Troop defense plus 8%, damage to barbarians plus 5%. This is quickly going to become the best city skin in the shop, not even close. As more players start to use less and less skill damage marches, you're going to stop using Twilight Falls, you're going to start using this, because this is going to be for every single troop type that you have on your account. It's kind of a no-brainer here. This is super good stuff. And then we got Hedvig over here. This better look like the owl from Harry Potter. If not, that is a missed opportunity. Like, this has got to look like Hogwarts or something. Okay, siege unit attack plus 10%, commander experience gain plus 5%. All right, so siege finally have their own city theme in the Season of Conquest shop, although realistically, I mean, the 8% troop defense just feels better, although I know siege really like attack because ideally they're not going to be getting swarmed down, although eventually they will. But yeah, we'll actually have to wait and see. I mean, if you're running siege plus one other march, then automatically you're still going to want the 8% defense skin, right? These new city themes can be redeemed from the shop in Season of Conquest that start after the version update. Each city theme requires 6 conquest coins. Oh dude, that sucks. These should really be 650,000 of the regular coins that you get for like completing research and stuff. 6 conquest, that's like the top copy palace. I mean, I get that they're valuable, but like that just, there's just no benefit to the player to having it be that. Like, people are buying kvk weapons and helmets and they're saving their coins for when they actually win kvk and they can get their hands on a special inscription. This is rough. But anyway, optimize the alliance army group feature, reduced the visual intensity of army group cursors on the map, reduced the number of army group cursors shown simultaneously, added a toggle to control the display of allies and enemies army group cursors in combat settings. After the update, all alliance participating in SOC will have access to army group feature. Cool. Added the import feature for Lost Kingdom battle roster. Upload your battle roster in the Rock toolkit to generate a roster code, then use the code in the Lost Kingdom domain interface to quickly select governors as combatants. Great, that just saves time. We love to see that. In Season of Conquest, the daily objective chest for reaching 100 activity points now contains a sovereign key instead of a golden key. That is massive. That is very good, as long as you don't care about any of the commanders in the tavern, right? I don't know why it's instead of, why not in addition to, right? I feel like that would have made the most sense. Just add a sovereign key, don't replace the gold key, just add a sovereign key. I mean, I don't see any downside to doing that, because like they just added the new gatherers, you know what I mean? And so like, I know people are still going to want gold keys to just get those gatherers, so like, yeah, this just feels weird. Like, the obvious solution would have been to just add it instead of replace it. But that being said, I would rather have a sovereign key than a golden key, in my opinion, just because there's actual commanders in the legendary tavern that matter, whereas the gold key commanders do not matter at all, besides the gatherers. All right, optimized bastion quest. Manually refreshing a bastion quest now has a higher chance of yielding a different quest than before. That's great. That should always be the case. If you're refreshing it, the odds are that you definitely don't want what you're refreshing. Okay, once a quest has been refreshed, its likelihood of appearing again in future refreshes also has decreased. Okay, great. After the update, the refresh limit for bastion quests will be increased from 5 to 20. Let's go. You're going to be able to actually do the ones that you want without having to sit here online and wait for it to refresh. That's all good stuff. Control and combat quality of life optimizations. Commander related fixes. Okay, fix an issue where Commander Gangamchan's skills provided incorrect power bonuses. People noticed this. They were like, why is his actual power level in the commander interface lower than others? It's purely cosmetic. That has nothing to do with anything, but people still were curious as to why and thought maybe that like meant he wasn't good or something like that. Glad to see they fixed that. I guess it's purely for psychological reasons, but whatever. Fixed a display issue in the battle log where temporary buffs and debuffs related to combo attack damage reduction were incorrectly calculated in the temporary buffs column. Display only change. Okay, great. Optimized the feature to search for barbarians on the map. Added the Barb Forts search feature. Let's go. I've been asking for this since literally the day I started playing Rise of Kingdoms. There is no reason that it should have taken this many years to get this feature, but we got here. We finally got here. Thank God. Governors can locate Barb Forts available for attack using the search feature. Let's go. It's also important to note that they say available for attack, which means theoretically it should not bring you to one that already has a rally initiated on it, which is very good. You don't want to, you know, especially if there's like 15 rallies running at the same time, all for Barb Forts, you don't want to be like constantly finding the ones that are already having rallies initiated. So that is fantastic. Added the Marauders and a Marauder encampment search feature. During the Eve of the Crusade event, governors can locate marauders and marauder encampments available for attack using the search feature. That is huge, and that is how it should have been from the start, so I'm glad to see that they finally have added this. That is very good. This is just more value for those that are actually getting the 30-day gem supply. This is just another benefit to getting that, which is fantastic. Oh, I guess I was a little ahead of myself. Optimized auto peacekeeping. During the Eve of the Crusade event, auto peacekeeping can now be set to attack marauders. Fantastic stuff here. Fixed an issue where the number of dead units in the city's reinforcements was incorrectly calculated as less than 50% when all of the attackers' skill or smite damage occurred during the city battle. Okay, interesting. I'm not sure I've ever encountered that issue. Fixed an issue in Ark of Osiris, Home Kingdoms, and Lost Kingdom where troops reinforcing garrisons had a slight chance to not take the optimal route to their destination. We love to see that. Okay, pathing is always an issue. Love to see a small change there. Game mode optimizations. Supreme Strife Pioneer experience starting soon. Adjusted the map gameplay. The Pioneer experience will consist of a single round with 64 packs divided into 32 teams. Each team will face off on 1v1 battles on the same map. Optimize the mercantile melee event. Redesign certain game interfaces. Okay, fine. Only governors who have been in the alliance for at least 24 hours can be designated as the alliance caravan captain, while governors who have been in the alliance for at least 8 hours can apply to join the caravan. Okay, once the alliance caravan event captain is appointed, if they do not configure the defense lineup at the end of the preparation phase, leave the alliance, or teleport out of the Lost Kingdom during the preparation phase, the caravan will be automatically canceled and the departure chance will be returned. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I hardly ever participate in this event. I just can't be bothered, but maybe I'll check it out now. We'll see. Event rewards will be sent automatically via mail when a personal caravan reaches its destination. Great. Other features. Added exclusive kingdom. Look at me, I gotta scroll to avoid this thing. Am I stupid? Is there a way to turn that off? Added exclusive kingdom select city themes. When governors reach a certain kingdom select level, they gain access to the corresponding city theme. Meeting specific requirements later grants extended access to the theme. You can view your kingdom select level using the query rock points feature. Okay, added quick command options on PC where governors can now choose their preferred control layout between classic or quick command. Cool. Optimized daily action point claim. Daily action points can now be claimed as long as your current action points are below the cap and your total action points can exceed the cap after claiming the daily action points. Removed several lower level food and wood resource points from the center of the home kingdom, added more higher level gold resource points. Let's go. That's huge. Thanks for supporting Rise of Kingdoms, and that's it. All right, so we got a couple of exciting things in here. Mainly we're getting Melon Market back, which is great. New Zenith of Power. Unfortunately, with the new Zenith of Power, they have not changed how the new Zenith works. You still get the Zenith like coins or whatever. For this one, I think you need 8 coins instead of 12 for the last one. The last one was universal stats. This one is just cav defense, so it requires fewer coins, but 8 is still a lot, right? You get 1 coin per like 5 million power gain. I still think there's room for improvement with Zenith of Power, but we'll have to wait and see if people actually participate. I do think 20% cav defense is insane, so that will be very good. But probably the most interesting stuff from this update is the minor changes to the commander swap event and the gathering of heroes event, because, you know, look, I don't want to start any rumors here because genuinely I have no idea. Like, I know I'm a partner creator, but really they don't tell us these things. Okay, so if any content creator or any alliance leader or whatever, anyone says, oh, I know what's happening because I reached out to support or something, it's never true. Okay, it's never been true, it never will be true. But anyway, not to start rumors, but I'm gonna start rumors. No, I'm kidding. But could they possibly be gearing up to bring back commander swap, right? I mean, like, they're tweaking the swap feature, they're tweaking how you get commanders from Gathering of Heroes. I think that it wouldn't be impossible to arrive at the conclusion that maybe they're considering doing the commander swap event again at some point in 2026. That is a possibility, but remember what they said when this first came around. I want you guys to remember, okay? Remember what they said about commander swap. When it first came around, they said it will be a once per account or once per character thing. It will not be coming back. Okay, so that's what they said. Now they of course can do whatever they want. They could release this tomorrow if they wanted to, but you know, it makes me wonder, right? It makes me wonder, like, hey, maybe they're tweaking the commander swap event, they're changing changing how you get the commanders. Maybe these are early signs pointing towards the fact that maybe we're getting commander swap again. Maybe, I don't know. Again, I don't have any insider information. I don't want to start any rumors, but I mean, I think that's a logical conclusion to come to. Maybe they're thinking about it. Maybe they are considering it. We'll have to wait and see. And what would be even crazier is if they brought back the commander swap event for older players who already did the first one, could you revoke one of the commanders that you already swapped for, right? So for me, for example, I got Philip, but what if I don't want my Philip anymore? What if I would rather get Hector or something like that? I'm just saying hypothetically. I'm not saying Hector's better. I'm just saying hypothetically speaking, what if I would have rather gotten him, right? Could I revoke my previous swap and then get those tickets back or whatever, and then use it for another swap for whatever the gem cost is? That would be really interesting. And it would also be a nice way to sort of like, you know, hey, the commander you swapped for back then is no longer meta, so now you can undo it if you want to. That'd be cool, right? But anyway, again, that's all hyper speculation. If I were a betting man, I would say that is not going to happen, but that would be pretty cool, and I think players would really like it. Hopefully the change to the Gathering of Heroes event is positive and well received, and of course the new Season of Conquest city themes are fantastic, but 6 conquest coins is crazy. I would start saving up now, because they're not going to change this. Even though I'm unhappy about this, they're not going to change this is gonna stay 6 conquest coins, so I would start saving your coins now. The 8% troop defense skin, I mean, Persian Dream gives you 3% defense and healing speed. Like, it's not even close. Top copy Palace is 10% archer defense. This is not worth 6 coins anymore. Like, a straight up, you either get 8% for all troop types or 10% for just archers. I know you get action point recovery, which is very valuable, but like 6 coins for that, nah, they should lower this to like 4 or something. I don't know, but yeah, you're gonna need 6 coins for the new 8% defense skin. Definitely start saving for that. If you think about it, if you run 5 marches, that's 40% defense across all of your marches, right? It's 8 per march. 40% defense is better than any legendary item or helmet or anything you get here. Point for point though, these only cost 2, whereas that costs 6. So, you know, I would say maybe you get your legendary weapons first, but before you actually start refining them and upgrading them, you grab that skin and then you come back to doing these. But really, that's just my knee-jerk reaction. I'd have to actually think about it longer to think about like what the right path would be here, because obviously these coins are limited, and so that is going to be the bottleneck. You're gonna have to save up for a couple of kvks, unfortunately, so keep that in mind. But guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think about this update in the comment section below, and if you made it to the end of the video, consider dropping a thumbs up on it. It really helps out the channel a ton, and if you're new here, consider subscribing to the channel if you want more Rise of Kingdoms content. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been Omniarch. I'll talk to you guys again soon. Peace.